Hello and welcome. I'd like to begin by talking about age group and reading level. After all, it's all well and good to say that you want to write a children's book, but it turns out that children's books are divided into categories based on reading level, how competent the child is at reading. So in this lecture, we're going to go over the various reading levels so that you can determine which reading level you want to write for. Here they are, the age groups and the types of books that are associated with the age group. We can begin with ages 0 to 5, and they're going to be reading picture books. They rely heavily on pictures and less on text. And you're going to find as you go through these age groups that the illustrations begin to disappear and the text begins to dominate. So picture books heavily having to do with pictures in their ages 0 to 5. Early readers, fewer pictures, but still quite a few images, ages 5 to 7. Chapter books are beginning to eliminate images, and that's ages 6 to 9. Middle grade books are almost adult. They look very adult to me, ages 8 to 9, and young adult is virtually an adult book, ages 12 to 18. Now, what I want to do is I want to break down each of these and look at some more details about them to help you decide which age group you would like to write for. Picture books, ages 0 to 5. Reading level, these are for pre-readers and early readers. They're typically, the word count is under 500 words. They heavily emphasize illustrations. They have simple vocabulary and rhythmic text, so they typically rhyme. Lots of repetition in the text and interactive elements. So we have examples like The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle, Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown, and Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. So these are examples of books in the picture books category. And here's an example of a picture book. Here's a colorful, cheerful page typical of a children's picture book featuring friendly animals in an engaging scene. And you can see here's the text. Little bunny hops, happy fox runs, birds sing up high, and friends play together. So very simple text, repeated themes, and you keep it simple with lots of big images on every page. Now the next level up is for ages 5 to 7, and that's early readers. This is for beginning readers. The reader is really beginning to read, the child, and they're learning basic reading skills. Now the page count goes up. It's still short at 500 to 2,000 words. Simple sentences, controlled vocabulary, so your vocabulary is getting a little more sophisticated, but you're keeping it under control, easy to follow plots, and illustrations supporting comprehension. Here are examples. Elephant and Piggy series by Mo Willems, Frog and Toad series by Arnold Lebel, and Henry and Mudge series by Cynthia Rylant. And if you look at this example, here we have, this is an illustration of a typical early reader, and it's simple, clear, colorful images alongside large readable text suitable for beginning readers. Ben sits on the soft grass. Max sees his ball in the water dish. Let's play, says Max. Ben smiles. Good dog, Max. You can see the sentences are very short. They're very simple. The vocabulary has become more sophisticated, but not extremely sophisticated. Next up are chapter books for ages 6 to 9. So this is for developing readers gaining independence. And the length is beginning to get a little longer here, 4,000 to 12,000 words. Here we have chapters, short chapters, slightly more complex sentences, fewer illustrations, and straightforward storylines with relatable characters, such as the Magic Tree series by Mary Pope Osborne, or Junie B. Jones by Barbara Park, or the Mercy Watson series by Kate DiCamillo. And here's an example of a chapter book. It's showing text that is simple and clear with short sentences and dialogue that's easy for young readers to follow. And this is beginning to look like a recognizable adult book. There's still quite a few images, and the sentences are simple, but they're getting longer and more complex. Then next up, we jump to middle grade books, ages 8 to 12. Here we have fluent readers capable of handling complexity, and the book length is getting quite long now, 20,000 to 50,000 words. A typical adult book is about 80,000 words, so it's like a short adult book. It has complex plots, developed characters, relatable themes for pre-adolescents, no illustrations and quite often, or minimal, sophisticated vocabulary and sentence structure. Examples are Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, that's one that I love, Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and the Mercy Jackson or Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. If you look at an example of this type of book, we can see that the themes are such as friendship, family, things are getting more sophisticated, plots layered with complex or conflicts, age appropriate ways, vivid descriptions, and chapter hooks that keep the reader engaged and eager to turn the page. And this is beginning to look like an adult book. It just has simpler sentences and simpler vocabulary. And finally, we have the young adult books. This is the last before reading adult books. It's for ages 12 to 18. This is for advanced readers comfortable with adult level complexity. And the book's length has gotten up to adult book lengths, 50,000 to 80,000 words. It has mature themes, sophisticated narratives, complex plots, and emotionally engaging storylines, with no illustrations and nuanced vocabulary. Examples include The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. If we look at an example of this, there's basically no differentiation between it and an adult book, and it has all the requirements of an adult book. Clear, fast-paced, emotionally engaging, with strong first-person or close third-person voice. It blends accessible language with vivid description, authentic dialogue, capturing intensity of teenage experiences while exploring deeper themes like identity, relationships, and personal growth. This is virtually an adult book. And that is the 5 categories of age group and reading level. And in future lectures, there's more to come, all about children's books.